Dunk contest cut short. So we go to Dunk City, Florida Gulf Coast, the team that captured the imagination of America last season. The first 15 seed to advance to the Sweet 16, one of the 9 sites we are at for our Midnight Madness coverage. Joe Dooley, the new head coach of Florida Gulf Coast, with LaFonso Willis.
Coach Dooley, you've had a number of opportunities in the past. What made this opportunity down here at Florida Gulf Coast such a special opportunity for you?
Well, I think one of the things was the support of the university, and also with the returning players, that there was a great nucleus and an opportunity to build on something that was pretty special.
Now, of course, everyone wants to know, with the kind of wide open style that they played, and they didn't get a lot of credit for their defensive intensity, do you still plan to allow them to play in the open floor the way they did in the tournament?
Well, one of the things we've talked about is if we're good defensively, we can run. And we do want to run and let these guys use their skills, but I think from a certain perspective, we also have to make sure we guard so we can get out and run.
We talked about earlier in the week about the loss of Sherwood Brown, the guy who was the face of this program, brought a lot of great energy, and of course their statistical leader as well. How do you fill that void?
Well, I think we're going to have to do it by group. We've got a bunch of guys that are older, Brett Comer, Bernard Thompson, those guys have aged and they need to be better. Chase Fielder, I think, can be a terrific player. He was at the end of the last year, and he's got a great potential. And then some of the guys that were here, Nate Hicks and Jamel Jones, need to step up and play.
Now, you've only been here for a little while now, but you've had an opportunity to assess the team. Who's been the biggest surprise for you so far?
Well, I think Eric McKnight has really improved, and he averaged about 6.5 points a game last year. I think he should.
Now, you always have to figure out kind of the landscape of what's going on when you go to a new program. How challenging has it been to get accustomed to being down here at Florida Gulf Coast?
Well, I think one of the things, the kids have been great. They've worked hard. Their attitudes have been unbelievable. I think the taste of success last year has got them hungry to try to achieve things again this year. And I think they appreciate the support of not only FGCU, but also Southwest Florida.
As we move on and get closer to your debut, in fact, I'll be coming down and calling your game against Hartford. What are some of the little things that you'd like to get figured out before your first game?
Well, we've been banged up a little bit, so we've got to get some guys healthy. But I think some of the things, the guys are starting to get some familiarity with what we want to do. We've got some things to iron out, but we've got a little ways to go.
Thanks, Coach Dooley. Wish you were well. Thank you.
Joe Dooley and the Eagles, a lot to live up to after last season's magical run. In their 3rd season in Division I, Florida Gulf Coast reached the Sweet 16. It was the deepest tournament run by a first-time participant since 1987. The head coach of last year's Florida Gulf Coast team, one of the many coaches hanging out in Cat's Corner.